They push it beyond. I think this pushes it beyond. Okay, so I think we can come in here and kill them. At least get rid of one of these. That's the game. Hello, this is Menacing MTG, and we have a Golgari deck here. And the premise of this deck is that we get a bunch of mana on the battlefield. We get Tergrid's Lantern on the battlefield. We get Nyxbloom Ancient on the battlefield. And we just have an overwhelming amount of mana. Also, Skyclave Relic can contribute to that cause. Cultivates help us get there, as does the Dryad and the Llanowar Visionary. So a ton of mana generation here. So yeah, once we get the Lantern and Nyxbloom on, we're off and running. We can often tap and untap in a single turn, I don't know, 20 times more. It's possible. So let me just explain how we get there. This deck is a little vulnerable to very quick aggro decks. Mono red. Mono white can also give it a little bit of a problem, not so much as red. Haven't really gone up against a bunch of strict counter decks, but doesn't do badly against most other decks. So, and has incredibly high impact once it gets rolling. It's surreal, actually. There are times that you'll bring Tergrid on as a creature first. You'll see in at least one game where Tergrid is instrumental. It takes stuff. It's a blocker. But really, the primary goal is to get the Lantern on with Nyxbloom, a bunch of land down, use your removal to keep you in the game and clear the path. And there are times when you can get Tergrid and the Lantern on. Of course, that's fabulous and overwhelming. So really quick, let's look at the removal. We have 3 Soul Shatter, which are, of course, Tergrid friendly. We have a single Poison the Cup. We have 3 Binding the Old Gods, which also help our mana. Hoarding cause gives us a forest on its second turn. We have a couple Questing Beasts, which are vicious blockers, a single extinction event. And then some key cards in this deck are Eradicator Valkyrie. Of course, the Llanowar Visionaries draw a card and produce mana themselves. So we can bring a relic on with Kicked, and that just explodes things as well. 2 Varaggoth in this deck, so we can go find something that we might need. Yeah. Oh, and a single Hydra's Growth in here, as you saw in my last deck. Enchantathon, this is a wildly cool card. Just another thing that in the right conditions, if you put this on the right creature, like the Valkyrie, the Questing Beast, or Tergrid, you can have a super scary situation going on. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. You have a single Rune Knight, additional card draw. We have a Seraph in here, which can get big pretty quick, removing stuff, and can remove counters to exile creatures. So yeah, we have pretty good array of removal, but ultimately that stuff is geared to carry us towards Nyxbloom. Of course, if you don't know Nyxbloom, it's a sturdy creature, but it's a 7-drop. But the big deal is that when you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. Okay, so that includes land. So you can just imagine if you have 7 mana to get Nyxbloom down, you might have a Skyclave Relic, you might have a couple of Llanowar Elves. You're going to be able to untap the Lantern repeatedly. And just empty hands, take things off the board, and cause 3 damage each turn. So you can do all that stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that. We got a pretty simple mana base here. We have 24 mana with 4 Fabled Passage, a single Darkboar Pathway, a forest, 10 swamp, and a castle, just for a little extra card draw. Okay, hope you enjoy this deck. Please consider subscribing. Have a great day. We're going to keep this a bit of a perplexing hand, as we have 2 slow lands here. I think the thing to do is bring black out with Passage, then Lockthwain comes on untapped, although we don't have any 2-drops at this moment. green, blue, red so far. Hopefully it's a complex enough deck that the opponent struggles a bit. To get some things out early. At the moment it looks like maybe Skyclave first if they're moving slow. Yeah, and they are moving slow, so that's good for this deck. Deck struggles a bit with aggro. This allows us to get Turgid on the board. Of course, we're motivated to get Llanowar on. It gives us another land, but right now we have all 4 drops. Turgid being the Lantern. Okay, tough card. We do have removal, okay. Actually, I think I'm going to go for Binding right here. It gets us another forest coming through. Gets rid of Torbran, which just makes all red things more scary. If they had any haste, it could get ugly quick. Okay. Okay, kind of a meaningless hit there. I think we're going to bring Questing Beast out just because it is a deterrent. We can get in there for a quick shot, and its vigilance deters attacking. Gruul typically ground bound. Could see Terror of the Peaks or something here. Okay, that's tough card. They get shocked back, so they can run Rada if they want, although then they wouldn't have the double block opportunity. They don't do anything, so now we've got a good thing going. Six total mana, so we can bring a Visionary. Okay, interesting. Vargoth. Okay, at this point I think we just stay put. And since they're low on cards here, we'll see what they bring out, but we may have the opportunity to kind of look at some real strategic things and not have to rush the Lantern on the board. They do have a ton of mana, so that's a pin in the neck card there. We may just bring out Eradicator at this point. Okay, yeah, we're going to give up Vargoth here. We'll take a couple damage. They've got nothing but shock left. They could take out the Llanowar. They don't do it at this time. Okay, so now we have a grand total of 6 mana. 7. So I think we're going to bring out Llanowar, and then we're going to bring out Eradicator. We get some more card draw. We want, and that's great, Fable Passage. We want to continue to buff up our land count. And at this point we're going to come at the Scions, and are they going to give up Rada? They are. So fairly desperate times for the opponent with a single creature and a shock. They do get rid of Questing Beast, which is a bummer, but with Eradicator we're going to be gaining life, and they're empty-handed, and the game looks to be really over at this point.
Your heart can overcome any challenge.
We're going to let that come in. So we can take out the Scion. We're just going to take one step at a time here. I'm going to bring out Turgid proper. As it can block this, it will no longer be buffed. We'll take this out. And we can bring out another Visionary. We'll attack with all right here to eliminate the Scion. Leaving them empty-handed with a 3/3 that's not going to get it done against Turgid. We're loaded with mana, so... Okay, yep, nice. Yeah, that's a fold. The Lantern will come out next. We have another Eradicator. Yeah, this is a keeper. We're definitely going to have to hope for one more land within the next 2 turns. Then we're off and running with Relic and the Llanowars and Cultivate. Hoping against an aggro deck. We are vulnerable there. Things like Robber of the Rich, Relic Robber, things like that. A deck like Enchantathon that I just posted. Those things are going to mess us up. This could be okay, interesting. Not sure what we're dealing with yet. Need a land here. This turn or the next. Absolutely need a land. Okay, that's great news. Okay, I think it's got to be Llanowar here. Okay, excellent news here. So we can go Relic and Llanowar next turn, I believe. Okay, tough card. Nice to see the Eradicator, so... I'll take a little bit of a beating here. So I'll have a choice to make. Could go Turgid. We could do something unconventional like put Hydra's Growth on Turgid. Well, we're getting some challenging things coming on here. No block here. We're going to take some damage here. Getting a good amount of mana. Yeah, we can bring on Turgid here. Not seeing much alternative. I mean, we could bring on the Valkyrie and put the growth on it. It would be alone as a blocker, but it'd be it could block Arasta, but not this. So I think that might be the way to go here. We also have Nyxbloom. I think we got to go Nyxbloom. That opens up the door for us next turn. And yeah, Cultivate. So we're going to be hurting here in the short term. But very fat with mana for next turn. Oh no. Okay, very bad news there. That could be the end of us. And Kogla's going to be able to next turn, if we can't eliminate Kogla, which we can't, we'll be able to destroy the Relic. Okay, so what has to happen here is Eradicator has to come on. Yeah, we're absolutely done here pretty much. 5, 6 mana, so have to throw the growth. I think we go Llanowar. Okay, a card we could have used last at the beginning of that, but now we throw the growth on Eradicator. And we'll say goodbye to Skyclave Relic. And if they come in with Arasta, we'll block Arasta with the Eradicator. Hopefully we don't get removal here of some form. Going to be a tough turn to survive. It is possible, though. Okay, just Kogla? No. Okay, yeah, they give us a very difficult choice here. So we have to lose Eradicator. They could also go for Hydra. They do go for Hydra, okay. So yeah, we got to give it up. Alright, so let's see what we got here. 8, 9 without the Visionaries. So we need to use this. I think we got to bring out this and this. No attacks, so we're in desperate straits and they got a lot of cards, so we're probably going to lose this game, but we can block Arasta with Turgid, and we're going to have to use a Visionary against the Giant. Pure survival mode here. Cultivate, interesting, okay. Ominous Seas, so they're going to be building for the future here. We're going to need some more removal. We can actually take Arast out using one of the Llanowars. Okay, makes it a bit tougher. But we can still remove it, double blocking. Okay. They may have a buff, which would pretty much end the game for us, but here goes. We're going to lose 2 things, at least. Okay. All right. We'll have to use the Dryad to block the Giant here. We gotta come in with Turgid. Certainly hoping they don't have the card that returns all our permanents to hand. Okay, that buffs up Seraph, so that's a good thing. Okay, excellent news there. Turgid is paying off, so we can use the Eidolon for card draw. Keep in mind that we get Death Touch next turn, may not be of consequence. We need a meaningful card. We could at this point, if the Giant was to come in, take it out. Okay, Kodal, we don't like that. That's going to grow. Okay, they are going to bring it. We have a choice here. They think hard about that, as losing that card opens the door for some attacks. Yeah, we don't have that, so we're going to decline there. Okay, that's a nice card to get right now. So get rid of the giant. And yeah, we're going to apply some pressure here. That builds up Seraph even further. Another counter, and we will be able to take out the Codal. We get that card. Now we've got a shift going on. So yeah, we can come in here. And this does apply some pressure, as this is 11 damage, and they're going to let it in. The adequate blockers. They didn't want to lose a card, though, because that gives us a counter for Seraph, which means we could eliminate Codal. And we're in pretty decent shape here. We can actually run Eidolon at any point. We'll probably announce it as a blocker and then sack it if they were to attack. A Soul Shatter would be beautiful here. I think we've got the game in hand. We'll see what they bring. They do have 4 cards and a lot of mana. They bring out the Eidolon. Really, it looks like they're looking towards getting the Kraken, which I don't think is the best of plans for them. And that's bad news for them right there. So we can, I believe, remove the Codal. We'll take another Eidolon. My goodness. Not the best deck to have the Eidolon on board for card draw, but they are going to get a Kraken here at some point very, very soon, like now. Not too terribly worried about it. We have Eidolons to block them. And this is going to be the hard moment when they lose the Codal. And we do have options, because we're going to be looking at 3 big creatures. They buffed the Codal. We need to remove it. Okay, that's Trample. They're tapped out. Okay, 8/7, that's tough. We can remove it if it attacks, though. Okay, they're feeling that they need to attack, so yeah, we're just gonna triple block it, get rid of it. And this is gonna buff up Seraph, and we're gonna need something to get the job done here, but okay, so yeah, we can remove these and eliminate, yeah, we could eliminate the token, leaving just the spider, and we could probably not end the game this turn unless we get a good card, but it's a victory. Okay, yeah, good hand, I'll keep. Lots of mana production going on here. Vargoth to get us what we want. Yeah, we're gonna take the slow road here. Try to get lots of mana going on here. Okay, so here we should be able to throw a relic up. Then go for a Llanowar Visionary. Okay, super fat with land. Now we're going to need some more weapons here. So we've got to get Vargoth on next, but we can bring the other Llanowar Visionary on as well. The opponent's pretty fat with land as well, and there's Turgid. We're going to need a kill spell here, folks. This is bad news. No blocks. Okay, no kill spell coming this way. Damn it. Damn it. Why didn't I think of that? Again, we'll be using all creatures to block. Nothing's off limits at this point. We have tons of mana. We have a replacement Vargoth. Okay, there's Shatter, Soul Shatter, so we'll be able to get rid of Turgid next turn. Just run smart here. They're loaded up, so they could remove Vargoth possibly. We can remove Turgid, though, is the good news. The question is, what will they do to us now? Okay, that's good news. They still could force us to discard or something here. They may have a Soul Shatter of their own. Yeah, they won't be bringing Turgid in with Vargoth there. Sorry about the delay here. Yeah, that's bad news. Have to give up lands, which isn't great, but can't afford to give up anything bigger or scary. But now they could possibly run an acquisitions expert. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, say goodbye to the menace creature. Foolishly, they didn't go for the Llanowar first. That's no fun when you got a Turgid. Okay, now we're supercharged with mana. I'm gonna stay put. Okay, fine. Okay, that's fine as well. No blocks. Okay, this is interesting. Um, I think we need the Eradicator for some card draw. Okay, it looks like they're going to block with a couple things to take Vargoth off the board. I've got another one though. That's fine. Okay, now we're talking. See what they got. They can probably bring the Strider here as a big 5/4. Totally fine. I think we're going to keep them from attacking here. Okay, creating rats, that's good for them. Eradicator comes on. Get the Nyxbloom. Now this is troubling right here. Nyxbloom on. Okay, we've got to have something to remove Piper of the Swarm, otherwise they're going to take the Eradicator or Nyxbloom next turn. Okay, that's precisely what I needed. Unfortunately, I don't know that we can do enough damage to make any difference about them taking something. But we're gonna go. They do have a bit of a problem. We got a trample creature and a flyer, so we can do some pretty significant damage here. Saproling next. Still got quite a bit of mana here with the Nyxbloom timesing every mana times 3. And it's going to get down to brass tacks at this point. They'll give up Death Bloom here. Then they'll give this up. They'll have a Saproling they can give up. But we're not nearly done. Next this. Yeah. They may... oh, that's in exile, so let's see here. Okay, they have a major problem here, folks, because I'm not sure what they can do here. I guess that they can weather this storm, perhaps. This may push it beyond. I think this pushes it beyond. Okay, so I think we can come in here and kill them. At least get rid of one of these. That's the game.